Welcome to On Purpose. My guest this time is Vida Barr Jones, who, after several decades working in the City of London, gave it all up to set up her own business. She talks about legacy, wisdom, sharing, and being a fantastic guru's mate. I began by asking her to talk about her sense of purpose.
Excellent. Do you know, when I was doing Bob and trying to get to my own personal purpose, I really struggled with it quite a lot, which was quite interesting, really. I mean, I think I've always been a very passionate and a very professional but completely driven person. And I just have I have a fear of failure, so therefore I am absolutely motivated to succeed. But one of the things that I realized is that I needed to work out what success looked like for me. So when I was trying to look at my purpose and what I wanted to be known for, it was really hard because actually all I've ever wanted to do is to actually make things work for my clients. So when we were looking for what the purpose is, that what drives me and what drives my purpose is that I absolutely am very good at getting into the heart of someone's business and the heart of their purpose. And the whole way that we work is just to make that purpose and that heart beat faster, and then to make that heartbeat the rhythm of the business. And I realise I'm really good at doing that. You know, I can very quickly see someone's problems and I can quickly see a solution. And then the skill is trying to get that client to realise that actually there is a solution. And there's always this wonderful aha moment in a session with a client when they suddenly realise that actually what's at the heart of their business, what's at the heart of their purpose, has been completely ignored. So I'm very good at getting to the heartbeat of the business and making it beat faster. And I guess I discovered that really was my purpose. I have a magnificent team of people around me, and I've always surrounded myself with people who do things that I can't do, so that actually I'm only doing what only I can do. So yeah, I'm driven by actually, once people know what their purpose is and once they've found the heart of their purpose, just making that the heartbeat of their business.
How did that sense of purpose emerge? I mean, for most of us, it's not something that we suddenly discover, like the pearl of great price. It's something that evolves over a period of time. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. One of the things that we are is that we are actually a brand-led growth agency. And you know, people will come to us and say to us, can you do me a website or can you do me a brochure? And my first question always was, yeah, but what's it for? What do you want to use it for? You know, how's it going to help you in the business? Because what we never wanted to do was just to do marketing. What we wanted to do was to produce marketing that had integrity, and so that we could actually do a really good job for our clients. So actually, we've always been about what journey did you want to take your brand on? What was the experience that you were trying to deliver? What was the outcome of that experience? And what was the so what? You know, what next? And then that just it always led us to the point where we were talking about, well, what's the purpose of the business? You know, why did you start that business? And then I had to ask myself all those same questions. You know, I've had a very long FTSE career. I've been I was a board director in a FTSE business for 12 years, but I've been with that company for 30 years. I had to ask myself the same question: why had I decided to come out of my corporate life and then start my own company at 55? You know, it was just like, why did I do that? So when I was asking people what was the brand journey, actually, when we started to look at what was Focus 7's brand journey, I've always wanted it to be that. I believe that every business deserves the right to work with an agency that helps them be authentic and demonstrate integrity, because actually there's too much noise out there with marketing. There's too much contrived content. There's too much. I don't want to use that phrase, fake news, but there's unrealistic expectations always being presented, and therefore it manifested itself because we were trying to get to the heart of Focus 7 and work out what's at the heart, and we wanted to put ourselves on a pathway to sustainable growth. And we realised that actually what we were doing with our brand-led growth was helping businesses find a pathway to sustainable growth. And once that sort of started to fall into place, then I realised that actually we weren't just a marketing agency; we were a marketing agency with a purpose. And so it was an interesting journey for us as a company. Actually, we took every single employee through the Bob 2-day brand DNA. We ran it in-house, and we had this collective moment all together of, my God, brand means business. We're brand-led growth. This is great. It was a real kind of like a real cohesive awakening at the same time for all of us. And actually that made it really exciting. So it kind of came about because we were putting ourselves through the same process we put our clients through. And we wanted to really work out what was at the heart of our business, and therefore, could we say that we were about authenticity and integrity? And I think we can.
And you raised an interesting point there. Well, a couple of interesting points, in as much as I guess for a lot of us, it's always easier to guide somebody else through a process than apply the process to ourselves.
Absolutely.
I'm a consultant. Tell me about it. And also you talk about putting the business through it. I wonder how the sense of purpose for Vida Barr Jones fits alongside that for Focus 7. And how did your personal purpose get clarified? How's it the same as, how's it different from the business?
Yeah, it's interesting because actually it's a good question. I got asked that question once before, and I asked my staff once what they felt was my asset. What was how was I? And actually, what they said is that when you walk into a room and you're with clients, you come alive. You get so in the zone. And actually, what I wanted to do, all you're doing then is just sharing your knowledge and the wealth of your experience. And I'm open, and I like to think that I'm quite not an open book, but I'm very open. I'm very transparent, and I suppose my own personal journey is to very much be in that advisory space and to be in that I wouldn't say guru space, but to be in that space where I have 40 years of commercial experience, of cultural experience, and I have 12 years of creative experience. And therefore, me as a brand, I'm not two sides of a coin. I'm a very complex triangle. I come at things in a very creative way, but I have a very commercial head on me. But I love the cultural side, the people side, taking the organisation with you. So my brand, which is, if you like, I'm the kind of person that our clients, I'm the first encounter for clients. They meet me. And then when I have actually helped a client visualize what they want from us, my team take over. So they're very much the creative side of the business, whereas I'm very much the strategic side of the business. And so, I try to use my 40 years of experience in commercial, cultural, and creative. And I do it through building relationships with people. So I think I'm very much a relationship builder. And my business is very much literally a brand builder. And I think we've got those two distinctions, which is nice. And I think I like to try and spend time with clients. I do a lot of coaching and mentoring with people. I've coached and mentored other brand specialists as well. I feel the market's there's room for all of us, so that's what I do.
How does that sense of purpose and the way that links between you and the business, how does that affect the decisions that you make in life, the opportunities that are offered, maybe the things you say yes to, the things you say no to?
We're a very values-based company, and actually I realise that I recruit people that have a skill set I don't have, and therefore what I want to do is to make sure that actually we respect that in what we do. And we're a very values-based business, and I've said no to lots of companies to working with them because they just don't mix with our values and what we do. I think it's been really, really important to me. I wanted to build a business with all the agility and all the flexibility and all the people-centric stuff that I didn't have in my own corporate world. So what we wanted to do was to build a business based on every single person in our company wanting the company to succeed and grow. So, we have a very agile workforce. We've got lots of single parents. We've got lots of families. For us, it's always been about you never miss a school assembly, you never miss a Christmas Carol concert, you never miss a sports day, things family first. And my whole way of approach with, if you can find the heart of somebody's business and you can actually get that lovely blend for somebody on how they can actually see a way forward to sustainable growth of their company, but they can bring in that balance of life and therefore actually find that purpose and spend time. I'm a liveryman. I'm a freeman of the City of London. I'm a liveryman. I like to do other things other than work. For me, it was really important to be able to find my own work-life balance, and therefore that's what I try and help my clients do, is to find that work-life balance. When we went into lockdown, the first thing, we went into lockdown a week before everybody else and got all of our staff working from home very quickly in safe environments. So yeah, purpose is, for me, it's all about values. It's all about the intent. It is about passion and drive, but it's also then about understanding what that end game is and making sure that everything is realistic in the way that we aim for that. But yeah, I think it's in that mixture for me of, we're a very values-based business. I'm a very values-based person, and I like to think that I take those values with me when I'm driving for my purpose.
And the final bit, if we go forwards beyond the time of working, beyond the time, you're sort of sitting back with your feet up in front of the fire in the latter part of life, and you're looking back, what, in a nutshell, would you like to hear people saying about you and the contribution that you've made?
Yeah, wow. I was talking about this with Leona, my partner, and I was just saying to Leona, I worked in the commercial environment predominantly all of my career, except for the last 10 years when I had my own company. And I made a mark for everybody else I'd ever worked for. I was making my company rich. I was making my clients rich. We were always helping clients achieve that. I wanted to leave a legacy, and I wanted it to be something which I could look back on with pride. But I wanted to be remembered as somebody who'd made a difference. And I wanted to be remembered as somebody who had really helped people on the pathway to growth, and that they would go back and go, oh my God, she was so passionate, she was so professional. She really shared her knowledge and her wisdom. And she was just, an open book and ready to help. And I'd like that to be how people view me and remember me by. I'm not, I don't want to be a guru who shifts the world. I've always said this, is that I am a fantastic guru's mate. I'm a great first officer. I'm not necessarily an entrepreneur myself, but I'm a fantastic entrepreneur's mate. When people come to me with their ideas, I can make their ideas happen. And I want people to go, oh my God, that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Vida. That would be my greatest achievement, is if people could just go, we did it with her and because of her. That would be something that I'd sit there with pride.